Hello, everybody. My name is Michal Adamczyk of boxingzone.org, and today I will talk to WBO super flyweight world title challenger, Australian Andrew Moloney. Hello, Andrew.
Hey, Michael. Thanks for having me, mate. Good to chat.
Andrew, on May 20th, you will be fighting undefeated world champion Junto Nakatani on undercard of Devin Haney versus Vasiliy Lomachenko, a huge event, top-ranked pay-per-view in Las Vegas, Nevada. How are you feeling, like in general, before this event?
Just so excited. This is every fighter's dream, really, to fight for a world title. Not just fight for a world title, but fight for a world title in Las Vegas on a huge event like this at the MGM Grand. It doesn't get any bigger than this. This is what you dream about for your whole career, and I've got this opportunity now, and it's only 3 weeks away. So I'm very excited and just can't wait for fight night.
You come to the United States a few weeks ago to continue your training camp in America. How are things going at this moment?
Honestly, training camp has been perfect. I know fighters say that all the time, but we've really put together a great training camp. I've known about this fight for a long time, so we put in a lot of hard work back home in Australia, and then came here to Vegas already a few weeks ago now. And I've had the perfect sparring. Junto Nakatani is obviously a tall southpaw, so when we first heard about the fight, that was probably the only concern, was getting the right sparring for this fight. And thankfully, my team organised the best sparring possible. We got a Japanese fighter and a Filipino fighter staying with us here in Vegas, and they've been able to replicate Junto Nakatani's style perfectly. And I feel like I'm ready to go now. I know what I need to do. We've got a great game plan. I'm extremely fit and just can't wait now to finally get in the ring and grab hold of that world title.
Andrew, there is no doubt your upcoming fight will be the most important one in your professional career so far. Nakatani is an undefeated fighter. He holds a world championship belt. But where do you see his weak points?
Yeah, absolutely no doubt. This is a must-win fight. For me, this feels like 20 years of hard work and dedication that I've given to this sport all comes down to this moment, and this is my chance to make all of that worthwhile, and to treat my dream. And it'll just be so special. In terms of his weaknesses, there's no doubt he is a very good fighter. He's an undefeated former world champion. But I believe I know what I have to do to beat him. I believe I've got the right style to beat him, and I believe it's going to come down to will in that ring. I believe it's going to come down to who wants it more, and I've got no doubt that's me. We're both aggressive fighters. We're going to meet in center ring, and he's going to try and obviously keep the fight at a longer distance. I'm going to have to close the distance a little bit, but as the fight goes, it's going to be two aggressive fighters who a meeting in the center of the ring, and it's going to come down to who wants it more. And I know 100% that's me, and I'm not going to leave that ring without that world title strapped around my waist.
Is there anything you focus on the most when preparing for the fight like this?
Yeah, I mean, he's a tall southpaw, so it's a style that I haven't faced for quite a while. But we've had plenty of sparring with southpaws now, and we've got together a really good game plan. And he's very tall for the division, so I'm going to have to get the fight at my distance. But these are all things we've been working on for a long time now, and I'm feeling very comfortable with that. And I know what I need to do to get the job done, and I'm very confident that I will do that.
You currently are in the sparring stage of training. Tell us something about your sparring sessions.
Yeah, so I flew out Michael Dasmanaris from the Philippines, and also Fumia Fuse, who's a Japanese fighter, who they're both tall southpaws, almost identical height to Nakatani, and very, very similar styles, and they're able to replicate Nakatani very well. So had a lot of great sparring back home in Australia before getting here, but these two guys that I just mentioned have been absolutely perfect, and really got to thank them for the great work they've given me over the last few weeks here. And it's been a huge help. They've been able to replicate his style very well and get me ready for fight night.
What will your greatest asset be when fighting Nakatani?
I believe my strength. I think that he's a very tall and skinny fighter, but I don't think he's going to be as strong as what I am. And he's only had maybe one fight at the super flyweight division. He was formerly a flyweight, and I think I'm going to be too strong for him. I think, I'm going to welcome him to the new division and show him there's a difference in strength between flyweight and super flyweight.
Just 1 week earlier, your brother Jason will be fighting for a world title as well. That means each Moloney brother can win his first major title a week apart. Does this make you feel any additional pressure?
I'm not really thinking about the pressure. I mean, there is probably a little bit more pressure, but for me, it just feels like this is meant to be. This has always been our goal, is to be world champions at the same time. And now to have the opportunity to do it just 1 week apart, to do this training camp together and both prepare to be world champions, it's very, very special. And it really just feels like this is our story and this is how it was supposed to unfold. And I just really feel like this is meant to be. It's meant to be that we both win these fights and we both go home together on the plane with 2 world title belts and go home to all our family and friends and celebrate, what we've dedicated our life to for almost 20 years now, and achieving that dream together and going home to celebrate is going to be very, very special.
Andrew, can you tell us who do you spar with during this camp?
I had some great sparring back home with Paul Fleming, who's a very, probably the best southpaw in Australia, a super featherweight. So I had some great rounds with him, and a number of other people in Australia. Bruno Tarimo. We had there's a few really good sort of young pros up in Brisbane where I travelled and did a lot of great rounds with a lot of tall southpaws there. Had some really good work back home. But then, here is where, as I mentioned, for Fuse and Dasmanaris have just been great work for me here. And, I've had a lot of great rounds. It's been a long preparation and, I'm more than ready to go now with 3 weeks to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was Andrew the Monster Moloney, especially for BoxingZone.org. Andrew, thank you so much, and we wish you good luck in your upcoming fight.
Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate your support and good to chat again.
Always. Be safe.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks.
Hi, this is Andrew Moloney, and thank you for watching BoxingZone.org.